Today is March 14, 2026. It is 11:05 p.m. So I have an hour before it's the next day. I'm starting early. As a matter of fact, I started since 9:30. I've been searching online to see what people are talking about. Obviously, the war, the thing that's going on, and the Middle East, it's like the top conversation on Twitter. Different topics, the Epstein files still people are still talking about. What I'm gonna do, this video is gonna focus on the left behinders, okay? Because some of you are more interested into these things. So I have some tweets regarding the left behinders, and I want to inform myself what's going on. So for the future, I know what we're talking about. By the way, come next week, you may not see that many videos from me because I have another jury duty to go to. I have to show up, otherwise they might put me in prison. I just did one last year. I don't know why they call me again. I try to get away from it, but I have to show up. Okay, so I'm gonna try my best to do as many videos as possible. Okay, so this video is gonna focus on the left behinders. The next several videos, okay, it has to do with Israel. Different discussion, Jews that goes to different countries behaving as if the land belongs to them, they're getting beat up and things like that. So that will be the next couple videos after that. There's a lot of tweets. As a matter of fact, I stopped putting tweets on the list because there's a lot, and these are old. I don't know if I'm gonna get to them, but they all are important. Very interesting conversation that's going on. All of these are old about Israel. But with that being said, let's get going with the first one. We're focusing on the left behinders in the UK. All right, first tweet. Let me close this. I'm not sure. I have an idea, the conversation, but I'm not fully informed about the conversation. There were some screenshots I took earlier in the morning. Where was I? I was somewhere. I didn't have time, so while I was waiting, or I went to the bank to take care of something, and while I was waiting, I scrolled through my phone, and I saw some stuff, and I posted on my community board. But I took an hour and a half to create that list, so I'm assuming this is the talk of town. But I sort of listened to it already. Normally, I don't listen to those videos, so you could get my initial reaction. But for some reason, I feel like it's an old conversation with Tom Bauer. So I don't know if it's new, but a lot of the squad are making reference to it. So this is why I have it first. All right. So it was posted today at 11:52 a.m. All right, Tom Bauer. It's Meghan I'm after. This is all. I felt like I've heard that before. All right. And the host, co-host, gas and shock. This man said that on live TV. Legal action should have been taken against him. Anyone who believes anything Tom Bauer has to say about Meghan is willfully ignorant and complicit. All right. I really felt like this is old.
Hey, we're having the invasions of our privacy.
He was bored.
He'll keep his princely title. It's Meghan I'm up. Because this book is really
Yeah, I feel like it's old. All right. The sad thing is all the so-called news hosts Gibbet said there and said nothing. That is malpractice 101. All right. He is another deluded old idiot like Angela Levine or whatever the vile woman name is. Sis, that's the only time the truth came out of his mouth. He's mentally sick. Those racists, they are sick. Let's leave that alone. All right. Whatever's on the screen, that's it. I realize that I'm promoting this loser, there's the word here, book by commenting no more. Heads up squad, he is using us for promotion. Yes, he is. I was thinking the same thing. Now that we're highlighting his lies and reminded people of his hatred for Meghan, we should stop there. I'm done. All right, so I really felt like this is old. I don't know why. I felt like I heard this before. All right, let's go to the next tweet. It's making reference to Tom Bowers, so that's other squad is talking about this video. I'm assuming, okay? Because I don't follow the derangers and the UK media, so I don't know. There's the squad here. Prince Harry to Tom Bauer. His wife name out of his mouth.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth. Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
Look at her in the back. There's that here. That's right. Okay. You lying sack of shit. Exactly. Tom Bauer needs to be slapped. The GIF. I probably have to blur it because YouTube, I'm telling you, YouTube is very sensitive with my channel. There's a lot of things I cannot share, but I see other channels sharing them. Next one. Tom Bauer is such a weird, obsessed man. That man is sick and lies all the time. It's so satisfying to see Harry and Meghan spokespersons call him out. Okay, but they didn't call Bauer out. They only name call him. They haven't disputed anything he has ever written about them. Alright, so I double dare you. But the thing is that for Harry and Meghan, they don't have time for this. Even when Meghan was suing the paper, the one that she won, what, couple years ago, all she wanted them to do was to apologize and to stop, but they didn't. They went on and on and on. They doubled down, quadruple, and then she took action. Same as Harry. Before Harry started calling them to court, he used to go to, what is it, IPSO? All right, just look on the screen what they stand for. But every time Harry went to IPSO and complained to them, they always give the papers benefit of doubt. So Harry was like, this is wrong. They keep on doing it. And then this is how Harry stopped going to them, but instead go to the court and fight them. So it's not all the time you have to sue. So they have so many important things to do. Meghan has business to run. Harry has his Invictus and many other things he's interested in to deal with. To go to court, not only it takes money, the time you have to invest to dedicate your time to make sure you gather all your facts, your information. It's time consuming. But these idiots, they just want to disrupt Harry and Meghan's flow. Let's go to the next week. But you know what's going on here? Okay, I'm going to bring a little bit war thing into this here, the Israel. When Harry was leaving the UK, okay, after his brother kicked him out, this is a fact, okay? This is a fact. William kicked Harry out. Even in court document, it was stated that William kicked him out. Hire Simon case, put it in writing and all of that. Harry said it in his book, and the Oprah interview, all of that. This is a fact. But that's not the point. When he was leaving to go meet Meghan in Canada, at that time, they were not in the US yet, before the pandemic. There was a speech that he made at a Center Valley dinner thing. One of the things that he said is that the thing that he's going through with the media and all of that, he said it was much bigger than just us. Us meaning him and Meghan.
The decision that I have made for my wife and I to step back is not one I made lightly. It was so many months of talks after so many years of challenges. And I know I haven't always gotten it right, but as far as this goes, there really was no other option. What I want to make clear is we're not walking away, and we certainly aren't walking away from you. Our hope was to continue serving the Queen, the Commonwealth, and my military associations, but without public funding. Unfortunately, that wasn't possible. I've accepted this, knowing that it doesn't change who I am or how committed I am. But I hope that helps you understand what it had come to, that I would step my family back from all I have ever known, to take a step forward into what I hope can be a more peaceful life. I was born into this life, and it is a great honour to serve my country and the Queen. When I lost my mum 23 years ago, You took me under your wing. You looked out for me for so long, but the media is a powerful force. And my hope is one day our collective support for each other can be more powerful, because this is so much bigger than just us.
It was much bigger than that.
Because this is so much bigger than just us.
Harry knew, because him alone, or him and Meghan taking the paper on, he cannot do it. It was too much. What do you think the war is all about with Iran right now? All these are connected. So he did the part that he know he could take care of, the small little aspect of him, because he knew the exact group, which was the papers. They write about him. They consistently going after him. All right. So he knew, he took care of that. But he did say this is much bigger than just us.
Because this is so much bigger than just us.
And we are seeing it right now. It's happening in the Middle East. Look how the US media have been hijacked. Okay? If you're not paying attention, I'm sorry. I try my best to share what I saw was happening. I share many other people's videos, even though I cannot share the videos properly. I have to manipulate it, otherwise YouTube is gonna give me headache. But I share as much of the important things that I felt that were important for you to know. For people in the US to know how the media in the US have become so, I don't know, what would you call it, delusional and complicit, not telling the truth and all of that. I knew where it started. I knew when it transferred, even though it was already here with Fox News. Okay, Fox News is a different level of things. Okay, but when other media, CBS, NBC, CNN, these other group of media, when they were starting to switch, to be complicit, to be similar to Fox News, I saw when it started, when it transferred from the UK to the US. Okay? Wall Street Journal, what's the other one? Washington Post, all of these. I share them with you. You could go back to some of my videos, especially, I believe either 2023 or 2024. These I share articles, I share all sort of things, give you my opinion. But Harry and Meghan knew he cannot fight the media alone. They knew. Harry gave us a heads up about it.
Because this is so much bigger than just us.
But you could see how it spread globally. Things were happening to another country. People we elected just sit back and let it happen. Okay? So all of these, I've been saying it from the beginning. They all connected. I'm sorry if some of you can't see what I saw. But I saw it and I share as much as I can with you. My channel was doing good. All right? Every month, things was growing. The subscribers were growing. People were watching, even if there wasn't a lot. But the people were coming back to watch. My subscribers were coming back to watch my videos. The money was increasing every month. The moment it hit, my amount hit $800 plus, it froze. As my subscribers were growing, the money was decreasing. This is why every time I start my videos, I show you this. All right, the main thing you need to look at is this. Okay, so I have an idea. As a matter of fact, it's going lower now than before. So all in all, what I'm trying to say here, with the media in the UK, the US, Harry and Meghan situation, Harry gave us the warning. The thing that they were going through was much bigger than just them. In a way, he didn't say it, but if you connect the dot, he's pretty much saying he cannot take these people by themselves. It has to go collectively. All of us have to come together to deal with these people. And then once you saw what's happening, at least some of the files from the Epstein list that came out public, these people are monsters. There's no feelings it's beyond. Just watch my next video that has to do with Israel. There's a couple things there that will probably plug couple things, make sense to you, to see how evil these people are. So Harry and Meghan will not be able to take care of these people. The sad part of it as well, so many sad part, there's no positive things from these people. The sad part of this as well, it's grown men and now some young people, they join in. They were giving them money, paying them to spread misinformation, to glamorize the pain of others. This is the thing. I will never forgive a lot of MAGAs, including some who are now seeing the reality of things. There's one comment, actually, as a matter of fact, I don't know if I have it on the list. I probably should go look for it after I read this, where I said one of the squad were saying something. Let me pause and go look for it because it's important. Okay, I find the video that I was making reference to, where some people from the beginning were complicit in the US, I'm talking about the US, were complicit to be part of the negative information they were putting out. I don't know why. They probably didn't think it will affect them, but now that they see the thing that's happening is affecting them personally, all of a sudden it's 360. Okay, so Harry and Meghan have, Harry in particular, okay, have given us clues saying that what's going on with him and his wife is much bigger than just him. And right now, globally, a lot of people are affected by it. Okay, so let's read this. Did I read it already? Let's see. Tumblr is such a weird, obsessed man. That man is sick and lies all the time. It's so satisfying to see Harry and Meghan, spokesperson, call him out. But they didn't call Bauer out. They only name called him. They haven't disputed anything he has ever written about them. So. Okay, so I did read some of these already, but like I was saying, it's much bigger than them. Keep on suing. It takes time, money, energy, and affect you mentally and all of that. And with these people who have people in every corners, it's not all the time you will get a judge that will follow the law, that will make the right decision. Perfect example, Johnny Depp in the UK. Okay, I covered that. And also the one in the US. And it's so much more. All right, so I will share the spokesperson statement with you after I show you this. All right, I had it for, right after, but since I mentioned about the complicit people who's helping these people create lies, inform people and things like that with lies. Okay, so this is one of the squad. Okay, multitaskers squad is, as much as they're doing the pushback, haters of Harry and Meghan, they're also looking into politics. All right, Joe Diva, one of the squaddies who's always putting things when doing fundraising for whatever thing as a way to bring the squad together to whatever, donate. This is her. Okay, so she retweeted that and said one of two, and there's my response here. I'll respond to that. I'll share my response to it after I read what she reposted. All right, one of two. Great one, very well made. Carlson, Abraham descendant are the ones who have the right to his land, Palestine. Yes, absolutely. Carlson. Okay, so that's the caption. Let's listen to the TikTok video. All right.
Have you seen this?
Abram's descendants are the ones who have the right to have this land, correct?
Yes.
Okay. why don't we do genetic testing on everybody in the land and find out who Abram's descendants are? It's really simple. We've cracked the human genome. We can do that. Why don't we do that? Would you be against doing that?
I have no idea what that would prove. I mean,
Really?
maybe it would be.
What do you mean? It would prove who Abram's descendants are and who has a right to live here and who doesn't, according to the theology that you yourself just explained. And so I'm very confused as to why we don't do that. If you believe the theology that you've just explained to me.
Would we do that all over the world?
Well, this is the only country in the world that you've said has this covenant with God, that this people have a moral and legal right to the land.
But there are people.
They're making reference to the Zionist Jews who took over Palestine, the Middle East, and destroyed Palestine pretty much. He used to be a former, he used to be the governor of Arkansas, I believe. Right now, he is ambassador to Israel. All right? So their mentality is laser focused to stupidity. That's all.
People who may not have bloodlines but who have converted to Judaism, are they going to be able to live here? Are you going to kick them out?
By your standards, they can't live here.
No,
because
no,
you
I've
just
never
told
said-
me
no,
that they have a right to live here because God gave them the land because they're the descendants of Abram.
The descendants of Abraham. But if they're the spiritual descendants of Abraham and they've now decided that they're converting to Judaism, then do they have a right to live in Israel?
Since you began this conversation by asking me, did I think they had a right to come here?
Yeah, that's
and
what
my
Zionism
question
is.
was, on what basis do they have the right?
Yeah.
And
And
you
I tried
said
to-
because God granted it to
Yeah,
them.
and I also said because that there should be a land where Jews could live in peace and safety.
And I asked you what a Jew was, and you couldn't answer it. You
No, I
said
didn't.
it partly is religious, but
Okay, another pause. This guy used to, I believe, used to work for Fox News. The stupidity he used to put out, when I see videos of him, I just ignore him. Okay? But now he's making sense. This is why the squad retweeted it. And that's why I'm sharing it with you. Because now he's making sense. He is making sense with that racist guy. I forgot his name. He's making sense. And many of the, that squad is saying, I can't believe he's making sense. All right, let's finish the video. You might see that video again because it's on the list for when I'm talking about Israel.
doesn't have to be. It's partly genetic, but it doesn't have to be. And so that you can see why I'm
I think I was
confused.
very clear.
Bibi's family, we know they lived in Eastern Europe. There's no evidence they ever lived here. He's not religious.
But
in what sense
ancestrally- but
how do we know
ancestrally-
that? Do you have his family tree? No, we don't.
Do you?
He doesn't. No one does. That's the point.
But
so
if
how do
there
we
is-
know that he
but
has any
if they
connection
are
to this planet at
Jewish,
all?
And if there has been a practice of Judaism and a connection to the language,
But
the
he
Bible,
doesn't-
the land,
His ancestors didn't. He doesn't practice Judaism in any rigorous way. His ancestors didn't live here. They didn't speak the language, and there's no evidence they ever lived here. So in the territory that Israel controls today, particularly in the West Bank, who, through genetic testing, we can know their families have been here for thousands of years. We don't know whether they practice Judaism.
Okay, so he's making sense. Many of the Zionists who took control of the West Bank and did that destruction with Palestine, they came from Europe. There's been DNA tests for these people. They never were there. There were Jews, don't get me wrong. There were Jews living in the area, but not the Zionists. The Zionists took the pain of the Jews that they persecuted and then they make it their own. But technically, the Zionists are pretty much Nazis. Okay? They are Nazis and they want to take control of the Middle East. Okay. Now, let me go back. This is what the squad is saying. Now that you heard the video, there's the Joseph. I can't believe this man is really starting to make sense to me on some things. And there's my response here. Girl, including Marjorie Taylor Greene. At first, I think they took politics as a game they could benefit from by saying BS. But those deep hard racists, they were dead serious, literally. So these empty brains who help us get to where we are now, that should have been, us and them, who help us to get to where we are now, realize reality, have to do right. Okay? So I was like, me, you, and the same. Now, this is the other person that I make reference to here. Where is it? Marjorie Taylor Greene. another, well, I think she left her position because it was too much. She's one of those who, Jasmine Crockett, not one of those who were spewing BS. They got a position to have a voice to represent the people, but instead they were focusing, I guess, to enrich themselves. But now that the racists were dead serious, like I said here, where is it? They were dead serious, literally, they were serious. But her involvement of spewing stupidity from the beginning helped Trump to be where he's at now. Okay, so did I read that? What did I read? I read that, and then I put the example here. Example, pointing down here, I'll let you listen to it. If she, Marjorie Taylor Greene, had seen reality from day one, our girl, Miss Crockett, will never have labeled her bleach, blonde, bed-built, butch body. Both will have had differences, that's Marjorie Taylor Greene and Crockett. They both will have had differences, but not in a MAGA way where there's the quote again, will never have uttered. So pretty much, Crockett went, were facing her face to face with her stupidity. But now, when you listen to her, okay, I have to give her prop. At first, when I first hear her talking, I was at the doctor's office and CNN was playing at the doctor's office. I was like, I can't believe it's her talking. I just can't believe it. She was making sense. But since then, I've been seeing a lot of other videos of her where she's making sense. Okay, let's listen to her 34 seconds and then I move on. This video was supposed to be about Harry and Meghan.
This isn't a war for America. This is a war for Israel. Israel, if this is the war they want to wage on Iran, let them send their sons and daughters. What we've gotten from Bibi Netanyahu is nothing but propaganda, and we've gotten it for decades. We have not seen Iran develop a nuclear weapon. We have not seen Iran nuke Israel or nuke America. As a matter of fact, we've seen the opposite. We've seen Israel demand a war, demand America go to war with Iran, and now we have seen it happen. You know what that is, Jake? Nina, that is called America Last.
Okay.
This isn't a war.
Making sense. She's making sense now. If you go search her name from past videos when she was in the Senate spewing nonsense. Alright? But now she's making sense. She even left her post because she doesn't want to align with Trump anymore. Alright? So you could pause and read this. Now, back to Harry and Meghan thing. The whole point for me intervene with these clips here, this and that, is because Harry had warned us this was much bigger than just him. That's the only reason I brought this back in. Alright, now back to Harry and Meghan. Alright, so this is the statement that it seems like the Sussexes had put out regarding Tom Brower, who's saying it's Meghan that I'm after. Like I've said before, I felt like I've heard that before. I don't know if it's old that one squad came across it and put it out, or he's repeating the same thing again. Because right now, the royal family are not in a positive light, especially with the Epstein thing. So to get the people's sentiment, the same old BS they've been spewing out, maybe he came back again to say it again to get people's anger or whatever it is that he's trying to do. But people are not buying it. So this is the statement that the Sussexes put out, or Harry. Yeah, the Sussexes. Harry and Meghan have spoken. I love their response. These derangers need to be called out on their BS every time. Alright. A spokesman for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex told GB News, quote, Mr. Brower's commentary has long crossed the line from criticism into fixation. This is someone who has publicly stated, quote, the monarchy and fight depends on actually obliterating the Sussexes from our state of life. Language that speaks for itself. He has made a career out of constructing ever more elaborate theories about people he does not know and has never met. That's Harry and Meghan. He never met them. He's just talking BS. Those interested in facts will look elsewhere. Those seeking deranged conspiracy and melodrama know exactly where to find him. The once respected times. Wow. The once respected time. So in other words, they no longer be respected anymore if they're putting nonsense out. There's that. My drop. Tom Barrow, you have been warned. The next contact will be a red card for a serious lawsuit. I'm here for it. Alright, so if his comments are, I guess, BS, how come they're not suing him for defamation if, okay, off character, they are good at suing folks? So there's my response here 14 hours ago. Then people like you will be saying BS. They're always suing. They're after money, blah, blah, blah. Harry and Meghan have more important things to do. It's best to shut the BS out ASAP. 6 people like it. The book was always going to flop, but now no one is going to take him seriously. I love that for him. Oh, so does he have a book out? Okay. Took him and the Times out with one fatal blow. Alright, why they trying to destroy the Sussexes? I do not know. Nobody, they're crazy. That's all. But these people, you have to take them at face value. If you see what Israel have done to Palestine, oh my God. The moment the negativity start coming out of their mouth, you have to put a stop to it. All right. So this is another squaddy is making reference to this statement that Harry have put out. I'm not going to read it again, but I'm going to focus on the caption and some of the tweets. Alright, good to see the Sussexes issue a strong statement about that bigoted pile of crap Bauer. All this in a dig at the Times to get in. I also applaud the inclusion of deranged. Nice. Reckon we're three or four statements away from then suing derangers too. Another point to note now that the Sussexes have hit back. If Bauer does the round on broadcast, Good Morning Britain, Lorraine, GB News, etc., responsible news outlet should include part of that statement and any promotion of his book as the Sussexes' right of reply. That's true. Alright, I like that they highlight that at the time is now a tabloid rag. Yep, that's it, Chef Kiss. I love the usage of the word deranged. That jumped right out of me. Excellent response. I hope legal action is taken against him. After this, I'll stop. Let's see here. It's a minor thread. The royal rarely take legal action over books, only newspapers. That if they'll sue the Times because the extract don't really meet a legal bar for defamation. The Sussexes have hit out and they'll just move on. Much of what Bauer says won't resonate with non-derangers. Every lawsuit is odious. They sued 10 times. Tom Bauer, 25, #1 selling books, sued a couple of times, never lost. What? Did I read this correctly? Every lawsuit is odious. They sued 10 times. Tom Bauer's 25, #1 selling books, sued a couple of times, never lost. What? Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, so she responded, that's good. Not true to say that Bauer has never lost when it comes to litigation. Here's one example involving the serialization of his book, One Bits Never. Following this case, he had to amend his book and remove the libel. Research the fact before tweeting. Okay, I'll put it, I'm not gonna read it. You could pause and read that. Okay? So I'm leaving this topic alone. This is what's good with the squad. I don't know anything of this. How will I be able to respond to this derangers who's saying nonsense? They're hoping people don't know. That's the thing. They're hoping people don't know. So they spread their nonsense. So the squad are on top of it. So there's that. You could pause and read it. Alright. So there's more. You could pause and read. Let's go to the next one. I already spent too much time on this. Especially with the 2 videos that I put that has to do with Israel. Next one. In response to the Times serialization of Bauer's latest work, a spokesperson for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex retorted, quote, Mr. Bauer's commentary has long crossed the line from criticism into fixation. This is someone who has publicly stated the monarchy in fact depends on, okay, it continues here, actual obliterating the Sussexes from our state of life. Language like that speaks for itself. He had made a career out of constructing ever more elaborate theories about people he does not know and has never met. Those interested in facts will look elsewhere. Those seeking, okay, I guess she continue. Deranged conspiracy and melodrama know exactly where to find him. Okay, so she pretty much put the statement again. All right, disgrace to see it, and at times once a serious newspaper, but he failed to deny the allegation. The allegation stand. What? All right, derangers will see it in their own way. Next one. The thing is that Harry and Meg, they don't have time for all of this nonsense. So while editing the video, I skipped this by accident, I guess by inserting those two other tweets that had nothing to do with the discussion, the Marjorie Taylor Greene and what was the other one? I think Tucker Carlson. I skipped that, so I'm inserting it now. This is Omid. This is an old tweet back in 2022. So when I shared this on my community board, I did let you guys know it was old, so some of the squaddies brought it back. So I wasn't sure. At that time, I wasn't sure why they're bringing back some old tweets that Omid put out. Now I have an idea because of the Tom Bauer statement and things like that. So let's read it and see. I'm not going to go through all of these comments. You could go on my community board and check these out. The comments. Okay, so let me see what Omid is talking about. Telling the truth, buried deep within the letters section of today's At the Times, is a note from journalist Sam Kashner, who denies biographer Tom Bauer's negative account of his experience interviewing Meghan Markle for Vanity Fair in 2017. Is it bigger? Yes, it is. My interview with Meghan Markle, sir. I'm afraid Tom Bauer didn't convey my admiration and respect for Meghan Markle, and the excerpt from his new book in the Times on Saturday, writer felt manipulated by Meghan. I found Miss Markle to be exceptionally warm and gracious and admired her intelligence and her remarkable courage, as I still do. I regretted the oft-published account of challenging Procter & Gamble being edited out of my Vanity Fair article because I wanted to highlight her lifelong activism. The piece itself was quite laudatory. One more thing, I do not have a stutter. I may him and her a bit, but a stammer is not a stutter. And as far as I know, Miss Markle never said she liked me because of it. A belated congratulations to Prince Harry for taking such an extraordinary woman as his bride. Theirs is clearly a love match, so maybe we should stop piling on and let the couple live their life in peace. Sam Kashner, Williamsburg, Virginia. I've been there before. It was buried for long, Omid. Okay, so back in 2022. All right, so there's all of that. Okay, let's leave that alone. Let's move on to the next tweet. And let's continue with what I've already recorded. I once said that I think Harry and Meghan's, Harry and Meghan's lawyer in the UK probably always looking online or on the papers, what are they saying about them? So they could, once they see something where the paper wrote about Harry and Meghan, they'll bring it to Harry and Meghan's attention if Harry and Meghan wants to take it to court or something like that. But it had to meet a line where, there's a possibility of them could win in court. But Harry and Meghan don't have time. Okay, so now we are here. I think I may or may not. I don't remember if I took screenshot when I first came across this to share with you. Lately, I haven't had time. So this is the next tweet. Her target audience strike again. Ticket allocation exhausted. The Meghan effect, no spend from the toxic media, and haters will change that. Meghan continues living her best life. Duchess Meghan Sussex. Okay, let's see here. Upcoming event, her best life retreat with Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. Ticket allocation exhausted. Okay, girl weekend like no other. Her best life. Did it sold out? Ticket allocation exhausted. Yeah. Well, we knew what will happen. Meghan continued to slay globally. All right, so that's that. Let's go into that. Any comment? Okay, so that's that. Let's go to the next one. This is JTB. Unfortunately, the JTB's video was not playing properly. I will share with you whatever I've already recorded, but the link of the original recording, which is on JTB's YouTube channel, go check it out. All right, but the thing was messing up and I didn't have time to keep on waiting for it to play properly. Okay, so check his YouTube channel to see what he said. All right, let's pause. Oh, 3 minutes. Paula Foolish acting shocked that people pay for VIP celebrity experiences is peak tabloid delusion. Meghan is a guest at a luxury women's retreat, not running it, and she's doing it as a favor for free. And for free. Clickbait outrage is not journalism, it's insecurity. All right, so listen to this. Hopefully I don't have anything to say to interrupt it. Go to his channel to listen to it.
There is nothing more pathetic than a trash tabloid columnist
Oh my God.
who just discovered how celebrity events work.
I think this is deliberate.
Paula Froelich really woke up, looked
Lately, Twitter have been doing this to a lot of
in the mirror, and decided if she has to suffer looking at
yeah, deliberately. Anything about Harry and
herself
Meghan's
every
topic.
day, then why not spread the hate?
I'll edit when I'm cut the part
And
out.
hate Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. She is so pressed that Meghan is appearing at a luxury women's retreat.
Shit.
Not hosting it, not running it,
Yeah, I think this is being done deliberately.
appearing at it as a guest speaker.
3 minutes is long for it to keep on stopping in between like that.
The event is organized by the Australian Women's Community
Oh my God. It's very painful for it to stop after a few sentences.
brand, Her Best Life. It is a 3-day
Oh my God.
premium experience at the Intercontinental in Coogee. Hotel, program, wellness sessions, gala dinner, networking, access. That ticket price reflects the entire package. And here's the part Paula
Alright, I'm gonna pause this video and see if I could get a better
conveniently
version
leaves
of it.
out. Because facts ruin a
Oh my God.
good
Okay, so I went to JTB's Twitter account. He's been putting some stuff. I didn't put this on the list. I did listen to it. The music is a bit, it will give me problem. So that's the one that I had put on the list. Let's see.
There is nothing more pathetic than a trash tabloid
Yeah, it's doing it again. I'm gonna pause and see if I could see it on, I don't know. Look at this.
columnist who just
Okay, so I just went on YouTube to see, let me pause, okay, I just don't have to, okay, so he has a YouTube channel. Go listen to it, because when I play the version that's on Twitter, it wasting time. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put the link of this on the in the description. You could go and listen to it. I will listen to it by myself at a different time, because the video on X is glitching. Alright, so go watch his YouTube video. The link, I already put it on the list. So what I'm gonna do here is read some of the comments under it, because 3 minutes is taking too long and it's going slow and it's stopping in between. I don't have time for that. Okay, that's telling her notorious. You are always on point. I can't wait until you get to interview Harry and Meghan. Harry and Meghan could clear up all the innuendo by just releasing the financial of Archwell and Invictus. I wish they were. I mean, the financial report for Archwell, it's usually out. The other day I was reading a comment where they were saying for as ever business for them to put the tax return out. No, that one is completely different. Okay, it's a private. As ever is private. It's a private business. But Archwell, because of the tax bracket that they are under, they have to put that out. It's public information. Let's see, there's one comment. Okay, what? Let's pause that. Why don't you start with yours, hater? Alright, so anyway, let's leave that alone. You could read the comment, but go on YouTube to watch JTB's video. Alright, this video is gonna be 2-part. I'm already more than 30 minutes. Next tweet. Alright, let's listen. Okay. Coming soon to British bookstores. Harry Potter. Okay. Harry Potter and the Spare Who Lives Rent-Free in the UK's Head. Let's listen to this. Oh no, I thought it was a video. Games of Thrones show Harry be king. Is that what they were talking about? Alright, let's pause this. There's me laughing here. That's an ad. Oh god, people are laughing. Okay, who child? Did Harry tell these people he want to be king? I mean, this squaddy is always making fun of the leftovers. I think she's just throwing shade based on the Bauer thing. And the UK is talking about Harry and Meghan all the time anyway. Next tweet. Alright, did I hear correctly that the ticket for Meghan's retreat in Australia is already sold? Alright, I haven't seen anything either, but I hear that in a live, hopefully we'll know for sure by the EOD. What's EOD? There's more going on in the Sussex land. Harry too is on fire. Let's see. Invictus Australia has announced its intention to submit a bid to bring the Invictus Games back to Australia in 2031. I really think if South Korea ask it for the Invictus to come, I think they should give it to South Korea. If Australia, or what did I say? South Korea or South Australia? I felt like I said South Australia, but South Korea. Yes, sweetie, that's not all. Here's more. Okay, so I will learn more. Roadside Attraction acquires Cookie Queen documentary from Harry and Meghan. Directed by Alyssa Namias, Cookie Queens follows ambitious girl in the $800 million Girl Scout cookie tradition, blending childhood joys with family pressure and fierce competition. Executive produced by Harry and Meghan to Archwell, the film premiere at Sundance in January 2026 to a 2-minute standing ovation and just screamed internationally in Greece. Roadside Attraction grabbed US rights for a summer theater release after XSW praising its fresh look at an iconic American ritual. Meghan shared her own Girl Scout route, calling the behind-the-scenes view nostalgic and irresistible. All right. So there's that. Yes, from her Best Life Retreat website. Okay, her Best Life Retreat with Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, Friday 17 April, Sunday 19 April at the Intercontinental Sydney Koji Beach. Ticket allocation exhausted. Wow. Okay, there's that. Okay, let's go to the next tweet. And she's appearing for free. You could pause and read some of these, but the derangers will tell you otherwise. Next one. Okay, no worries, the ancestors will handle it. What was the discussion about that? That was the 13th, yesterday. So the left could have been about the Tom Bauer thing. So she's saying here the ancestors will handle it. All right, there's heart and pray. No weapons formed against Meghan shall prosper, none. Well, Miss Meghan is going back to her roots. Okay, that's an ad, so true. And they are, amen, amen. All right, let's go to the next one. This has to do with the derangers. I think this is JTB. Yep, JTB. All right, comma. Bethany Frankel accidentally sliced her face open with beauty tool and bloody video. It's just her laughing. I'll let you listen to it. Okay, that's all. It went on and on for 15 seconds. Alright, let's pause this. Maybe she needs to pray and ask for forgiveness and stop being so hateful. This is like the second time I saw something about this. Finally looked it up. I got distracted yesterday, shaking my head. There's a prayer. Oh my God, it's... Okay. Litany for Sussex enemies. For the firm that whatever evil they attempt for Meghan and Harry will utterly fail and expose them. Lord, in your mercy, hear our prayer. For royal reporters, experts, and journalists of the toxic British press who deal out untruth, twisted narrative, and innuendos that they may receive their just reward. Lord, in your mercy, hear our prayer. For any members of the royal family who wish or try to do them ill, that whatever they intend for the Sussexes will rebound on themselves. Lord, in your mercy, hear our prayer. For other family members and the online trolls who saw the wind by creating and spreading lies, slur, and calumny, that they may reap the whirlwind. Lord, in your mercy, hear our prayers. I'm telling you, the squad with their prayers, unbelievable. Okay, comma, no need for revenge. Just sit back and wait. Those who hurt you will eventually screw up themselves, and if you're lucky, God will let you watch. Alright, so there's that. She made a bundle from selling her house and moving to Florida. She said the East Coast was getting too expensive and liberal for her liking. She's MAGA and a Meghan hater. What's she to do with the money she made? Who didn't see that one coming? Come on, don't play. There's the laugh here. Is this for real? Can we see the pic? Alright. Now the heifers is about to spend the rest of her pitiful life not getting laid. Oh my God, of all things. So similar to this, I didn't put it on the list. Where's Notorious? Let's go back. This. Notorious, if I go on his page, he did that with, what is it? Dan Button. Alright, Dan Wooten desperately wants to be the headline, usually ends up being a punchline, thrives on gossip like it is a personal trait, act important, it mostly just annoying, will absolutely write about himself and call it journalism. Alright, listen to this.
Is the nastiest skank bitch I've ever met. Do not trust her.
Alright, but I'm telling you, Notorious JTB is something else. So he put a couple of these out. So I'm only share with you the Dan Wooten one. Alright, so let's go to the next tweet. Alright, so there's the squad here. There's the B word, and I may be a little spiteful to haters, but I'm not miserable. But hey, 2 out of 3 and bad. So there's the squad. Okay, so she retweeted that, a different conversation. Sorry, not sorry. You came looking for me, don't start none. There won't be none. Okay, so let's see here. Elizabeth Watson responded to something that the squaddy put. Okay, she started here. What about service to her sick dad? And Jodiva responded, her dad is dead to her. Now worry about your own dad. So she responded again, thank you, miserable, spiteful. That's the B word. My dad is actually dead and I care for him till he die. So shut the F up. Alright, so this is the response again that she made. I may be a B, the B word, and I may be a little spiteful to haters, but I'm not miserable. But hey, 2 out of 3 and bad. That's my comment here. How can you be miserable when you have King Zoo? That's her dog. She usually posts about her dog to keep you on your toes despite your surgery. She just had a surgery. That's me being silly with her. Derangers mess with the one Sussex squad if they decided to go after you. You know their tactic and come to terms with their stupidity and respond to them accordingly when they decided to come after you. Your peace of mind. And there's me here. Zen the F out. There's that. There's the clap. She's lying to make you feel bad. Don't fall for it. She knows how to deal with the derangers. Alright? Jodiva, she knows how to deal with the derangers. We could always come to defend her, but she knows how to take care of her own. Next one. I'm almost done. Alright, so there's this here.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.